Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering some of your most frequently asked questions, but we're going to do it a little different. As you know, I've been through like all these changes with my social medias. I got rid of my vlog channel, then I brought it back and posted a video, and now I'm kind of regretting that, to be honest. I feel like for now what it's going to be is if I film like a trip or something that I don't want to post on here, I'll post on my vlog channel, but other than that I'm just going to focus on posting on here. As you've probably noticed this week, I am going back to my twice a week upload schedule, Tuesdays and Fridays, and I'm posting shorts and TikToks every day. So lots of content coming your way, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe down below. More than 50% of you guys who watch every week are not subscribed, so subscribe down below, join the family. It really helps me out a lot. But we're gonna answer your questions throughout my day. It is actually Thursday night. It is around 7:30 p.m. So I'm gonna answer some tonight. Mostly we're gonna do it through the day tomorrow, but I just got back from solid core class. I have some groceries to put away, so let's do it. From my favorite grocery store, Trader Joe's. Pretzels, 6 eggs, some crackers, some raspberries, some baby carrots, some huge blueberries, vanilla yogurt, my 2 all-time favorite dips to go with my pretzels and crackers, and some milk for my coffee. We've got quite the haul here, so we're gonna put this away. I did do my main grocery shopping already this week. I like to meal prep some meals, so I made a turkey Whole30 chili and a Whole30 buffalo chicken recipe that I've been eating throughout the week, but I really like having like fresh fruit to snack on, so let's put this away. I'm having one of my favorite drinks. They're these Moment drinks. They're like poppies. They're like healthier sodas, but they're so yummy. We're gonna go ahead and answer probably the most asked question right now by all the people watching my videos, and also just like people in my life, because I'm a junior in college. Everyone wants to know, what are you going to do after college? And the answer to that is I genuinely don't know. I'm a double major, so I'm getting a degree in business marketing as well as business management. So there's a lot of ways I could go with my career after college. My plan right now is to get my big internship this summer, probably up north, probably in New York City. That'll give me a good enough experience that I can either work there straight out of college, or even if I didn't end up working there, it'll be good enough experience that other businesses or firms will like that I've had such good training and experience as an intern, if that makes sense. Obviously, in a dream world, I would love to just be an equestrian influencer. I'd love to get my own little farm with a ring so I can have my horses there and live there and ride and just have all my animals like right there for me. But unless I suddenly have a ton of followers on YouTube in the next 2 years, which could happen, we are growing, that will not be happening straight out of college. But I'm not saying never, because I do think we're gonna get there one day, just maybe not by the time I graduate. Oh my gosh. These, to be fair, have lasted a while. Good morning, everyone. It's 7:49. I had Lyft this morning, so I got up at 5, went into that. Then I had a team meeting right after, because we do that every Friday. Now I'm home. Just made myself a lovely coffee, and I'm actually gonna make some breakfast. I think we're gonna do some scrambled eggs on some sourdough toast, and then I have to leave for practice at 9:40. But relatively, I don't have that much to do this morning. Maybe like a little editing I could get ahead on. But it is a Friday. It is a show tomorrow though, and it's senior day, so we have to decorate the barn for the seniors secretly. So we're doing that this afternoon, and then we're doing like a team dinner bonding thing. So I'll probably take you to that. But yeah. Okay, My scrambled eggs are done, but I'm waiting for my toast to finish toasting. So in the meantime, let's answer another question. This is kind of just like a fun, short, silly one because we're just waiting like a minute. But someone asked, do I plan on adding any other farm animals to my barn? So for the meantime, no, because that barn at home is a 4-stall barn and already I have 6 horses. Obviously, London is gonna be sold or leased. Apple will probably retire in the next year or two, like full-time retire. And then Chino, he's only 12, so he won't retire anytime soon. But I need all 4 stalls. Now, chickens, I am like terrified of chickens. Like that's not gonna happen. And like anything else, we would need to either have like some other stall or like put out like a running kind of thing for them. So as for now, no. And also just because we do have quite a bit of land, but it's not like an excessive amount. There's definitely plans in the future to have more property, whether that's when I'm older and I'm like an adult and I have my own property, or whether it's kind of extending my family's property and having another barn kind of thing. I never know. I'm not saying that. I'm not hinting at anything. There's no like, nothing's happening right now. So maybe one day we would add farm animals when we have more room, but as for now, no. Okay guys, I'm all dressed for practice. I'm wearing my area up pants like usual, my black belt, and then I have a Sacred Heart top on, Sacred Heart zip up, and I'm gonna put my Sacred Heart coat on. But let's answer another question. A lot of people have been asking about London and like how I've been enjoying having a green horse or a project horse, and I absolutely love it. I feel like I got so lucky with this being my first project horse because he truly is such an angel. He's like perfect, and in some ways it almost makes it harder, I think, because it's like now I don't want to get rid of him. You know, part of me doesn't, because he's such a sweetheart and he's such a wonderful horse. But it's going into it with that mindset of knowing he is not mine and that he is going to be sold or leased out or something. But yeah, I've been loving it. I definitely think this is like my plan for the future, which kind of leads me into a question people are asking if I'm gonna get a new horse eventually, and I'm sure eventually I will get like my own horse that's a new horse that's just mine, but not until I graduate college and have a job. And until then, and probably even so, I definitely want to continue with importing greens and bringing them along with my trainer and riding them in the amateurs. I think it's a great way for me to get a bunch of different experience on different horses. And yeah, anyways, let's go to practice. Okay guys, it is 1:35. I'm heading back out. I went to practice, came back, quickly had something to eat because I was starving, and now I'm heading back to the barn with the rest of the juniors because tomorrow's our first home show, which means it's senior day, where we basically celebrate all the seniors and stuff. So we're going back to the barn to decorate now. We couldn't do it earlier because there were seniors practicing. So we're gonna go do that, and then we have a team barbecue, or not barbecue, bonfire tonight. So I'm taking clothes to wear to that in case we have to go straight there because it's a little bit far away, and with traffic it might be a problem. So let's go. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. We had the show yesterday. It went really well, but it was a long day. I went to bed at like 9 p.m. last night, and I woke up at like 6:30 this morning because I went to bed so early. So I had a coffee super early this morning. I'm gonna make another one now, but I just went and got groceries, and I got a new creamer I want to try, which is the Kolbani cookie butter. I did also get the sweet cream because that's like my tried and true, but this is their new one. I think it's like their holiday Christmas flavor, but I'm obsessed with anything cookie butter, so let's make a cookie butter latte. Oh, it smells really good. That looks phenomenal. Cheers. That's pretty phenomenal. It's like, it is like a Biscoff cookie. It's definitely got like some hints of cinnamon in there. But it is very good. So I'm very pleased about this. It's gonna be a very busy week this week. We have an IHSA show and our first NCAA show this weekend. So I'm meal prepping a bunch of stuff. I've got buffalo chicken cooking in the crock pot. And now I'm just making the stuff to make my mom's protein bake. And I figured while we do this, I can answer some questions. Also, if you're wondering, I normally always ask for you guys to ask me questions for these sorts of things on my community page. And if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications, you will get a notification when I post videos, shorts, or community posts like that if you want to participate in these sorts of videos. Someone asked if I've ever lost my spark, and if I did, how did I get it back? This is a really good question. And to be completely honest, yes, I have many times. I think all sports in general have like lots of pressure, obviously. obviously, because you want to perform well no matter whether you're on a team or if you're just playing for yourself, like you aren't riding. But I do, however, feel like the pressure and like these expectations you have to live up to in the equestrian world are getting more and more unrealistic, and that definitely can make you kind of lose your spark. And I do think that's happened many times, not because anyone did anything, but just the pressure I would put on myself to always perform best. And like if I made any sort of mistake, I always harped on it. And now being older and like an adult, like literally an adult, but also an adult in the equestrian world, I do look back on a lot of those things and wish I had just taken time to enjoy them more and enjoy the moment that I was in rather than just chasing the next goal. So how I got my spark back really is I just started to enjoy and appreciate where I was at more. Again, I know how a lot of you feel. I know a lot of you are still juniors, and I totally get how like being in the equestrian world, they definitely make you feel like your life is over when you're not a junior anymore, and that inevitably puts a lot of pressure on you to meet certain goals by certain times. But that's not the case. A lot of things are changing. Let me be an example to you of that. I just won Gladstone finals and I'm turning 21 in a couple months. They're starting to, you know, bring all the equitation things for adults to do as well, and I think it's probably only a matter of time before other medal finals or hunter finals and stuff are available for adults. So I would honestly say if you're going through that, try to enjoy the little things and just being in the moment. I so fondly look back at the memories of going to different finals or just being a junior that I wish I had appreciated more in the moment. So I do think if you try to look at the bigger picture and just remember why you do the sport in the first place, it will not only make you happier, but will make you actually ride better because you're not just chasing goals and you're actually enjoying the ride. But let's finish up this bake. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing like a video about certain meals I make in college as a Division 1 athlete. Most of these things that I'm prepping are Whole30 recipes, all based around clean eating and not eating processed foods, which I absolutely do. I mean, these are sitting on my counter. But for like lunches and dinners, I really like these recipes. They're really easy to make and they're healthy and they're yummy. So if you'd be interested in seeing that, let me know. I do worry. I've had a lot of comments asking for like what I eat in a day and things like that, and I just think sometimes, especially nowadays, there's a fine line of like showing, you know, recipes you want that people might want to try and making videos about food that make other people feel badly about what they're eating or about themselves, which is not what I want to ever do. Again, I'm aware I have a very young audience and the equestrian world is harsh enough when it comes to those sort of things, so I would never ever want to promote or encourage any of that. But if you would genuinely like to see some of the meals I make because you're going to college, or even if you're an adult like me or older than me and you just want some new recipes that are yummy and have a lot of protein and are very filling, then let me know because I'd be happy to make one for you. Guys, it's way later now. I've been sitting here working, wondering what that is. We're gonna have to fix that because I can't have that beeping all the time. Okay guys, it is now 9 p.m. on Sunday night. I've just been working and getting homework done and all that for the week, and I got all my food that I prepped away, so that definitely feels good. But we're just gonna rapid fire through the rest of the questions you guys asked. Have I ever done the jumpers, and if so, what height? I did the jumpers as a junior for like 6 months. I leased a horse named Ben in the summer, who a lot of you probably remember. He only had one eye, so I bought him a pirate patch and I had so much fun on him. I actually leased him to do the jumpers to have some fun, because that was like middle of like the equitation years as a junior, and like I was talking about earlier, I think I just had put so much pressure on myself that I really wasn't enjoying it. So doing the jumpers felt like a breath of fresh air, and I really loved it. And that leads me to something else I've had a lot of questions on, like will I ever do the jumpers more seriously, because that I did like the meter 10s and I did like one mini pre, but I never did like the high jumpers because I didn't do it long enough. But I really would love to get into the jumpers at some point. The only thing about it is like when you are jumping that high, I feel like it's something you need to be doing consistently. And while I'm at college, I'm just not able to go home enough to do that consistently. So maybe one day in my amateur career that will be a possibility, but right now, no. What are your goals for the rest of the year? So the rest of the year, like riding wise, I don't have anything on my horses, but I just really want to do well in college riding. It's so different, but I just really want to put down some great rounds for my team. And I also want to get better like doing the flat patterns that we do in NCEA, because they are like so technical, and I do think it's so cool. It's like very basic dressage technically because it's in a flat box. But yeah, that's that. Goals wise with my social media, TikTok, I'm not really sure. TikTok's weird. I haven't quite figured it out yet, so I don't really have any set goals for that. But for this channel, I'd really like to surpass 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I actually really do think I can do it if I put my mind to it. I'm posting twice a week now from here on in. A lot of people ask about Vlogmas. Am I doing Vlogmas this year? I've done it literally for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, but I'm not doing traditional Vlogmas anymore. I feel like 1, people just like aren't doing it anymore, and 2, I would rather have better quality videos and less of them. Quality over quantity is everything, and also it's just, I just can't do it. At this point in my life, it is too much to film and edit a video every day on top of all the other things I have going on. If after college this is actually my job and this is what I do full time, I absolutely will do it again, because what else am I doing? Like, this is my job. But I just have too many commitments with school and being on a team and all that sort of stuff to also post every day. But I am going to do my own version of Vlogmas, so I'm thinking I'm going to post 3 times a week, so it'll be more than now, and they will be like holiday related videos, some of them, so stay tuned. A lot of people were asking about like the horses that my team uses and whether the school owns them or what. So horses, at least on our team, are from all over. Some of them are from the barn that we ride at, like they belong to that barn and we just get to use them as well. Some of them are teammates' horses who have brought them for the team to use for the season. Some of them are leased from different various places. So they kind of come from all over. How do you plan on balancing riding your own horses and work in the future? Honestly, again, like I've said, I really don't know what my life is gonna look like. If I end up working in the city up north for a few years, I'm not gonna bring my horses up here. It's just not in their best interest, and I think being young in a career like that, I won't have much time anyway, so I'd rather them stay where I know they're being taken really well care of. So in that case, I mean, Apple will be retired by that point, so it'll just be Chino. I'll probably either lease him out in barn or my mom will ride him. If I move home and I'm working in Atlanta and it's feasible for me to still be able to lesson like on the weekends and stuff, then I'll probably lesson on Chino. But like I said, really he's my only horse that I will be riding for the next period of time, because Apple I might show once or twice more next year. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna do a whole video talking about him, because I know I said in the interview after the Gladstone win that that was supposed to be our last show together, and in my head it was, because I felt like it was a good way to end, but I think he enjoyed it so much that I might show him like once or twice next year, just over like the 3 foot, just for fun. He's definitely going to take a step down now, so that really only leaves me with Chino, which makes it much easier, you know, manageable to lease 1 horse out in barn or to have my mom ride him or something like that. Someone asked, and again, this is one of the videos I plan on doing coming up, just like looking at my whole partnership with Apple, because I've had him for so many years and done so much with him, and like what my plans are in the future. But just to like touch on it, because a lot of people are asking, what am I going to do with Apple when he retires? Am I going to lease him out to someone to do smaller stuff with him first? So either what will happen realistically, or at least what I'm thinking, is I will either keep him in shape, like flat work and cavalettis and poles kind of thing, maybe take him to a show in the summer to do the jump seat medal or something, which isn't very big, or qualify on Chino, and then maybe just do the jump seat medal finals next summer in Kentucky for adults, because that's the only one I really can do. That and the Ariat, but the Ariat you need to accumulate points over the whole year, which doesn't really work for me. So maybe I would qualify at one show or something and then take him to finals and do, it's like one round Saturday and one round Sunday, so it's really not much. And again, he's totally fine. It's not like he's really struggling or anything. It's just he is going up in age, and I think his brain is still very young and he wants to do it and he enjoys doing it. But on the other hand, it's my job to manage what he's doing and make sure that when he needs to step down, he does, even if he doesn't necessarily want to. So if I don't do that, my plan is either, again, I really want my mom to ride him because I just think he's just such a phenomenal and safe horse and would be such a good horse for her to have and to learn on. If she really doesn't want to do that because she's actually scared to get on Apple because of how big he is, then I likely will lease him out to a kid in barn for the next year or two and then have him retire right after that. And the reason for that is because a lot of you know Nick. He's at my home barn right now. He was injured, so he was forced like into retirement basically immediately, and he was very much like Apple, loved to show, loved to be ridden, loved his job. He just had that kind of mindset as well, and I think he really struggled for like honestly the first 2 years of retiring because he just didn't understand not having a job and just going out in the fields all day. Like I don't think he enjoyed it. He was very disobedient and wouldn't listen to anyone, didn't want to come in, didn't want to do that, like just was not himself. And it's only just been in the last like 6 months that he's finally settled down. So with Apple, I want to make sure he has that opportunity to just have a year or two of semi work where he still does a little bit of work with a kid or something, or with me, but not like how he has been for the last gosh knows how many years, you know? So I just want to make it a really easy transition for him. Have I ever wanted to switch disciplines, or have I ever tried a different discipline before? Not including jumpers, hunters, or egg. So a lot of you don't know, I actually have an older sister and she does like 3-day eventing stuff. So cross country, dressage, and show jumping. And I truly admire it, but I'm absolutely terrified of cross country. And I will just wholeheartedly say that. I have so much respect for cross country riders or just 3-day eventers in general, but I'm just terrified of that. Dressage, we kind of do a little bit of that technically, like I said, for NCEA, because we are doing flat patterns in a flat box. So it's a little bit like dressage. It's not even close to that level. It's like very basic stuff, but I do find it really interesting. But I don't know. I really like what I do. All right, to end it off, my worst fall story. So my worst fall was off of Chino. I don't even know, maybe 14, 13, something like that. This was at a different barn, not the barn I'm at now, and it was storming that day, but there was a big covered arena, so I was in the covered arena with a bunch of other people, and Chino was always a very heavy horse, and he was very young when I was riding him here, but the footing was just not good, and he tripped over and like completely flipped over, so it was like a rotational fall. I went over his head, he came down, but luckily the way he fell, he kind of pushed me with his hoofs to the side, so he didn't actually land on me. Thank gosh, I'm so lucky. But I broke my collarbone and I also had a concussion. So my mom was out of the country. I was just with my dad, and we always had this like joke that every time my mom was not at the barn or at a show or something and I was just left with my dad, something bad would happen. Because another fall story, another one of my worst falls, I fell off of Angelo and I dislocated and fractured my wrist. Anyways, so that happened. So it was just me and my dad. I couldn't remember anything, so I kept asking like where my mom was because I couldn't remember where she was. She was in the UK, like halfway across the world. And on a sad note, one of my horses had actually passed away earlier that week, so I was really having a rough week, and I kept asking like, wait, where's Calgary, where's Calgary? And it was quite sad, because it's like, imagine trying to tell a 12-year-old again and again and again that her horse has passed away. So not great, but we did get to the hospital. All the traffic lights were out because there was this big storm coming through all of a sudden, and it was just like a complete nightmare. They had to cut like all my clothes off of me, and it was just very dramatic. I did, funny enough, ride like way before I was supposed to, because they don't put you in a cast or anything, and I had qualified for junior hunter finals and I was determined to go. So I did ride with like a semi-broken collarbone, but it was mostly healed. It was just like a little not super healed, you know? Anyways, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed like the chatty vlog, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm gonna be very self-conscious of it. But I do love you all so much, and I'm so excited to be posting for you guys twice a week again. I miss talking to you so much. So I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.